All right, here we go. All right, hey everybody, Cleta Colson-Eyre here, Cleta the cheetah. It is 022022. I love it. And y'all know Tuesday is 202222. It's actually, 02222022. But anyway, it is 2 for Tuesday. And I know all of us need to think of something cool to do. And there's a lot of things I've shared with my unit, and I will share them again, to do on Tuesday. You can do like a number of different things, like sell 2 items for $22, or have a whole list of items that are 2 for 22, or however you want to do it. But it is a kind of a cool day. And I think you need to be doing something at 222 on 22222, because it's not ever going to happen again in your lifetime. And so if you're somebody like me, well, it's possible that no, that's never possible for my birthday to be right on that. So anyway, anybody got a birthday on February 22nd? This is just like a lucky day for you guys. So I hope you have a great birthday if you do. So tonight is week number seven of our Boss Babe series, Mary Kay, the original Boss Babe. And today is on being a trailblazer. So if you have your book, you can open up to that. If not, you can just listen along. Okay. So I am going to share my little trusty dusty screen with you. And we're going to go from here. Okay. So be a trailblazer. So boss babes are trailblazers. And this was defined as one that blazes a trail to guide others. And I really like that, or a pathfinder, because it's not someone that just blazes a trail and doesn't let other people know about it. Isn't that interesting? You're not like a loner doing something that you're not going to share with everybody, right? And so a trailblazer is a pioneer, or someone who's considered first in their area of expertise. As leaders, they point the way, they take risks, and change the environment. They have a vision for a different future, a faith that turns their dreams into reality, and a determination that cuts through barriers and obstacles. Mary Kay boss babes are not afraid to take a risk or pursue something that others haven't. They're often pioneers or innovators. They get a vision for what they can do or how they can impact lives, and they step out on faith and go for it. Okay. Now let's talk about Mary Kay Ash. Mary Kay Ash was a trailblazer. Of course, she's our example for this whole series that we've been doing. She had a vision of wanting to help cure cancer, and rather than only think about it, she put a plan together and took a leap of faith. This is just one way she blazed the trail. And we're going to read together, if you have your book called Pass It On. I'm going to read just a page on that about Mary Kay, and something that you may or may not know. If you're a newer consultant, you may not realize this, but I like this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson: "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path, and leave a trail." And so, how many of you have ever, when you were younger, this is before we had like iPads, iPhones, and even the TV you didn't get to watch because your parents were watching it for the most part. They're like, what did they say? All of you that are 50 years old, y'all know what they said. They go outside. Y'all go outside. And so we would go outside to play, right? And if you live near woods, which I did, that is where we went. And I mean, my sister and I, we would talk about blaze a trail. We would take rakes, and we would rake through the woods, and we would like rake it all out, and pull up weeds, and have us a little dirt floor. We even had an old telephone we hung on a tree, and we would play house, outside. We have the cats, we put clothes on them, and they were the babies, bless their hearts. So anyway, but we'd always have a trail to get back to where our little place is, whether it was a fort or whether it was just, in the middle of trees, right? Or maybe we would dig. My mother used to say, she wouldn't say this, but we would take spoons, and I would say, Connie, you want to go dig? Now, this is what we did for entertainment. So we would take spoons and go outside and just dig. What are we digging for? We don't know. Sometimes we dig and water would finally come up, right? We dig so deep. My mama would say, you're going to dig all the way to China. Later, I found out China was like, if you dig straight down, you go to it. But, if you've ever been outside and you've ever been through the woods or anything, and, and you are going on a trail, maybe you've just been to like, well, these national forests or something like that. You do want to have like, it's nice to go where there is a trail. We used to have Georgia Bible Camp here, and we would go down the trails too. But you always want to kind of leave, if it's a new trail, so you can get back to where you were. Some people would tie stuff on trees, so you could find your way back to the place. So if you've ever been on a trail like that, you have to put it in the chat message. But we're talking about people that also blaze a trail for business and other things. So let me tell you about Mary Kay, and think about when I read this, think about some of the ways that she blazed a trail to impact cancer research. Okay, so here we go. It says, one of Mary Kay's ardent desire was that a cure for cancer be discovered in her lifetime. Because so many women in Mary Kay had been afflicted with cancer, and her husband Mel had died of lung cancer in 1980, Mary Kay was passionate about helping find a cure. From 1987 to 1995, Mary Kay helped to raise over $2.5 million for cancer. She believed that the only way to find a cure was through research, and she always was interested in research and development. One year, Mary Kay decided she could raise money by taking up a collection at the annual seminar. This was a last-minute decision, and when she told the staff, they wanted to know how this could be done. She suggested that, like at a church service, they just pass the plate. Well, when Mary Kay was told there were no plates available, she decided they'd use garbage bags. So the staff passed around black garbage bags around the huge arena at the Dallas Convention Center at that year's seminar. The next year, the staff anticipated Mary Kay's desire and had pink gift bags printed with the words "cancer donations" moved across every row. Raising money at seminar became a yearly tradition. Mary Kay developed another unique way to raise money for cancer research. Because she was beloved by so many, she would receive literally thousands of Christmas cards and birthday cards each year. When she thought of how much those cards cost, when added together, she realized that money could significantly impact cancer research. Therefore, before her birthday and Christmas every year, Mary Kay would place a short request in the company's publications asking all the sales force members to make a donation to cancer research in her name instead of sending her a card or a gift. As Mary Kay told the sales force when she asked for donations, you never know, the dollar you give today could be the one that helps fund a breakthrough. To assure her fundraising efforts continued after she no longer led the company, Mary Kay founded the Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation in 1996. So I thought it was very interesting that she helped raise over $2 million for cancer research before she had the Mary Kay Foundation. This is for passing bags around and for having people send money to the Cancer Society. The cancer fundraiser people, American Cancer Society, whatever. Just instead of doing cards and gifts, Okay, so then she established her foundation in 1996, later renamed the Mary Kay Foundation. She had two objectives in establishing the organization: to help women in need and to give others a vehicle to support the issues she held close to her heart. From its founding, the Mary Kay Ash Foundation awarded grants to fund innovative research studies across the United States for cancers affecting women, including ovarian, uterine, breast, and cervical cancer. In 1997, the foundation gave its first 6 cancer research grants of $100,000 each, for a total of $600,000. Today, Mary Kay gives 10 to 13 grants of $100,000 to cancer research centers across the United States each year, every single year. In 2000, the foundation expanded its mission to help those organizations that prevent violence against women, another important issue that has impacted women in the Mary Kay sales force. When the foundation adopted this objective, board members visited the National Domestic Violence Hotline in Austin, Texas, to ask the volunteers who manned the phones what they felt the greatest need was. And their response was, keep the shelters open. The volunteers expressed their frustration at having a woman in danger on the other end of a phone call and being unable to find a safe place for her. Today, the Mary Kay Foundation grants $20,000 yearly to 150 women's shelters across the United States for a total of $3 million every year. And y'all know this has gone up and up. And so I just love that whole, Mary Kay. In fact, do y'all tell me, when you hear that story, you're like, okay, because of Mary Kay first thought, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Right? She think, hey, there's a ton of women here. Let's get some money together. Right? So she passed around the trash bags. I think that's awesome. Right? And then it was pink bags. And then every year they did that. And then she thought, I'm going to start a foundation. And how many of you, and you can say it in the chat, have donated to the Mary Kay Foundation? Okay, how many of you are Mary Kay ambassadors? This is someone who commits to raise at least, I think it's only like $100 a year and participate in a fundraiser. And a lot of us have been, and how many of y'all have ever done an MK5K and given back, to Mary Kay? And I think your community loves to see that you're not just about making a profit for yourself. They love to see that you give back. And Mary Kay gives us a vehicle to be able to do that. And I know that every single one of you either know someone or yourself has gone through cancer. You know someone who has, or you yourself have, and you know someone or you yourself has been affected by domestic violence. And so, this is something that affects women, rich, poor, young, old, both things. So I think it's a great, great foundation. And I'm proud to be an ambassador for that. I'm so glad Mary Kay decided to do something like that. Well, I want you to think about one of the things in our book is to just reflect on all the people that have been affected by this. And at Leadership Conference, they talked about this a little bit, and they named some people that were given the grants. And some of the researchers, which were women, got on there and talked about what that money meant to them and what they did with it as far as making some progress in finding cures for cancer. And, really, many cancers are no longer a death sentence because of all the advances. People have, there's many women I know who are breast cancer survivors and other cancer survivors. We have some on the call today. And so, it's pretty cool what they have done. And I just feel like that Mary Kay and the Mary Kay Foundation has really made a difference in that area. So let's talk about consultants, and let's talk about being a trailblazer. All right. And so let me share my screen with you one more time. Okay, so when a consultant has a desire to build a team, okay, what could happen when you build a team? When a consultant desires to build a team, lives are changed because of her steps of faith to blaze a trail as she builds her own team in her unit. Take a minute to brainstorm things that could happen when a consultant makes the decision to pursue leadership. So you guys, that's one of the things that, I don't even know the percentage of women in Mary Kay that build teams, but it's not everybody. And so if you are on here and you have built any sort of team, if you have one team member, or if you have 30 or 40 or 100, you're a trailblazer in Mary Kay, because those are the women that pass it on. They're not just in it to make a dollar for themselves. They are in it to help someone else, make an income, help someone else change the lives of their family, and help someone else possibly, go to the top and even pass you. And if you hear the women that retire as national sales director, when they retire as an emeritus, of all the lives that woman changed because someone shared the opportunity. So when you think about team building in that way, that's a trailblazer, someone that builds that team. And so I wanted to share just some best practices. When you build a team, then what? How do you blaze that trail for that team member? And what does that look like? And Mary Kay has this that they just updated this on our Mary Kay In Touch. And there's a little module right on the front that says team building tips or something like that. And you can see this on there. And so one of the things it said this will be someone who has got someone. It says, congratulations, you're now the leader of a small group of people who are looking for your guidance as they start their Mary Kay business. You can use this list and also partner with your sales director to help you flex your leadership muscle, build your own personal business, and move up the career path. Successful leadership starts with you and continues with your team. So keep these tips in mind and work for a full circle. So let's just look at that. So the first thing would be to lead yourself. Lead yourself. So first of all, you would make your personal Mary Kay business a priority. So you're going to make sure you're holding your own appointments, you're booking your own parties, you're coaching, you're selling, and you're taking care of your customers and your business, right? Because if you're doing that constantly, then it's easy to tell someone else how to do it. But if you're sitting there trying to tell your new team member how to book her perfect start, and you hadn't held a party in 6 months. I mean, like Mary Kay, she used to say, when you sign someone up, they need to see you. Their first assignment is to watch you do 2 parties. They need to observe 2. So you had to be doing parties so your own team member could go with you and watch it. Then the second is identify your next business goal and make a plan to achieve it. So you may have one team member and say, my next goal is to be a star team builder, getting your red jacket, right? Okay. And then how are you going to do it? How many people do I have to talk to? All right. Know how you get paid as a team builder. So in Mary Kay, there's a couple of ways to get paid. If you're a new consultant in your first 4 months, there's multiple ways. Number one is when they become Great Start qualified with a $600 wholesale, then if you're in your first 4 months of the business, okay, you get $220 of free product. It's probably more than that now since the prices went up. Okay. And you get a $50 bonus. All right. So when you sell the $220 in product, and you have your $50, that's worth $270 for one qualified team member. So as a new consultant, if you're still in that window of your great start, your first 4 months in the business, which would be anybody that signed up, let's see, November, December, January, February. So if you signed up in November, December, January, or this month, you're in your first 4 months. That's a great opportunity to build your team. Okay. But even outside that window, you could get the $50 bonus when they're Great Start qualified, but you also get a commission check of 4, 8, or 13%. And that is based on it's based on how many people you have on your team and what they order. And so you can kind of look that up. You may look at where you are and see how you can increase that. The fourth thing is integrate the Great Start action plan for team builders into your Mary Kay business. So there's another little action plan. You can look at that as well. But know what Great Start means and what that means to your new team member. If you don't understand it, she's not going to understand it. And if you don't understand it, that's where you team up with your sales director and say, hey, explain the Great Start program to me and my new recruit. Okay. And you listen to it enough to where you understand it. Okay. Participate and engage at your sales director's weekly unit meetings. Participate would be, okay, you want to attend, but also participate. What would that mean? Like maybe say something, show up, say something, interact with other people, be engaging. Like if the director asks a question, like if you're doing a virtual, say something in the chat. Don't be the silent watcher, participate. And it's so encouraging, especially for a new consultant. I just signed up a new consultant. Her name was Stacy. And, after I posted the welcome, several of y'all that in my group, got on there and said, welcome, Stacy, welcome, Stacy. Man, it made her feel so great, And so you're like, wow, this is a nice group. These aren't women that are like trying to backstab me or in my competitors. No, it's a sisterhood, right? So I just love that. Okay, so then once you're leading yourself, you're going to lead your team. So these are just a few things you can do, because sometimes if you're new, you're like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now. So first of all, attend or facilitate your team members' Great Start grand opening. So a grand opening is the same thing as maybe her debut party, her first party, and help her do it. Or like if your director's doing it for you, then you could get on there with her. If the director's not doing it, you do it with her. You just want to participate in that so you get her off to a good start. The second one is understand why your team members are excited about their business. In other words, what their why is. Why are they doing this? And what's going to help them keep doing it? It says this can help motivate and inspire them as well as keep them accountable when necessary. So if they have a goal, this is what I want to spend the money on. This is why I'm doing it, to send my daughter to a private school, to take my family on vacation, or we're trying to build a pool, or I just have to pay the light bill. I mean, whatever it is, you have to maybe remind your team member, say, don't forget now you're working on that money to do this, and it keeps them motivated. Connect with your team members on a regular basis. Connect, okay, via text, email, phone call, handwritten notes to ensure they have what they need to stay engaged with their business. The worst thing you can do, you guys, here's the worst thing you can do. Sign somebody up and then you're off to the next person and you don't ever contact her again and just expect her to go sell and make money and make you money. Okay. That's not what it's about, right? So you do need to connect with them and check on them on a regular basis, especially the first 6 weeks of their business. Because a lot of times when they're new, you're excited, and then you have that little circle, and someone tells you no, and you're like, I don't know why I did this. And if you bought inventory, you're like, I'm never going to sell it. That was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Right? So you need encouragement those first few weeks, right? And you need praise when they do something right, even if it's just selling $50, and they want the encouragement. So you want to make sure you connect with them. Encourage your team members to attend the weekly unit meetings, educational opportunities, company events, engage with other beauty consultants to get more acclimated to their business. One of the ways you could do this is a thing we have coming up, and it is our career conference. And it's 22 cities all over the United States. Take your new team members to the conference together. Y'all will have so much fun. Yes, y'all can bring your husbands, but if you need to split rooms and you're like, I can't spend all that money, room with the girls, and you will have so much fun. You'll get to know them better. Yes, it's a tight, sometimes 4 in a room is a tight squeeze. Who cares? It's for one night. When I was younger, we would pile in those rooms. Because sometimes we didn't have a lot of money. So we would be like, yeah, you sleep on the floor. Let's divide that room by 5 people instead of 4. Now, once you get a little older in your 50s, you're like, no, I need my own bed and it's worth the money. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let the money factor, figure out a way to get there and take your team with you. And that will build camaraderie. Y'all will have memories. And what will happen is you won't want to miss other events together, because you're like, oh, you remember that time we went? That was so fun, right? And then she may see somebody that motivates her more than you do, because she may not be just like you, right? My girl that signed me up was several years older than me. And so I saw other people that were my age succeeding. And I'm like, oh, okay. Women my age, you don't have to be older. She wasn't that much older, but you know what, to win or to become a sales director or whatever her goal is, right? So, but for sure, encourage them about like the Boss Babe call and your unit meetings and things the company is doing. And I'll just stop here to say the company is doing something big that they've never really done it before like this. Talk about a trailblazer. Mary Kay, the corporate staff are doing their best to help us. And one of the things they're doing is a big company guest night, a massive. I have no idea how many's going to be on that thing, but I've talked, some of the top directors that are on there have left some messages and said how great it's going to be. And so it's called It Just Fits. Are everybody familiar with it? There's a Spanish one and there's also a English one, and it's Thursday night. You have to register to attend, and your guests have to register. So I want to show you when I finish this little page, I want to show you how to do that. But the last one is recognize by text, email, phone call, handwritten notes, whatever, Facebook message, however you communicate with your girl. If you Snapchat her, then Snapchat her. Whatever it takes. And whatever they do, you want to recognize them, give them a little praise and recognition. Okay. So let me show you quickly one easy way. Most of you probably got a text message this last week on the thing to register yourself. If you have your text message, register with Mary Kay. I know that you did. Okay, but this is also an easy way to invite people. If you go to your Mary Kay In Touch, okay, I'm on Mary Kay In Touch, and then let me just go all the way to the beginning because y'all may not know how to get there. You just go right here to Business Tools, okay, and then you're going to scroll down here till you see Customer E-Cards. Y'all see that? Click on Customer E-Cards. Then you're going to go right here where it says Team Building. And then under Team Building, you're going to scroll down here and you're going to see it's on the second row right here. It Just Fits Virtual Guest Event. And then there's one that says, no, if you don't have a personal website, you click on this one. If you do, you click on this one. So you click on that, hit select. And then this has, check out this amazing new virtual Mary Kay event. You're invited, register now. The Spanish one is Wednesday at 7:30 Central. The English one is Thursday at 7:30 Central, which is 8:30 Eastern time. And so this tells all about it to them, okay? And it says click on the Register Now button above, all right? So when you send this here's the Register Now button, all right? So you're going to register, and then you're going to send this to your guests and say, hey, I'm going to send you an email and you're going to register. And then they will be sent a link to get on this call. So it's not going to be like live on Mary Kay in touch, because guess what? Your guests can't get on in touch, right? So they're going to need the link. All right. So do I know exactly what kind of format? No, I do not. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they've got it figured out. And that's I don't have to worry about that. And that's so awesome. So, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be some massive Zoom call or what, but anyway, we will get the link, right? So you're going to register, and then you can send this. So let's say I wanted to send this to one of my customers. So I'm just going to hit next, and then I can look in here and see what customers I want to send it to. So let's say I just want to send it to, I'm going to send it to Natasha. Yes, Natasha. I'm going to hit next. There's Natasha. I'm going to hit send. And I'm done. Or I can send some more. And so, or you can send to every single guest you have. I mean, every single customer you have. The thing about it is, though, if I don't tell Natasha what this is about, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Okay. Shotgun, send them to all your customers. But shotgun, I mean, is like you might hit something. But if I was to call Natasha and say, Natasha, I sent you an email. We have this huge guest event, this virtual. I don't even know how many people's going on there. Mary Kay's never done it like this before. And I would love to offer you something free to get on there. So what would you like better? A free lipstick or a free mascara to get on and be my guest on Thursday night? And she says, I don't know. So listen, I just want you to watch it. You don't have to do anything. It's not going to be that long. I just want you to watch it because I need to have a guest on there. And I'll give you a free gift. And say, now look at your email while I got you on the phone. Can you check it from your phone? Okay, good. Do you see that link that says register here? Can you go ahead and click on that? I know what y'all thinking. She's pushy. That's okay. I don't care if I'm pushy. I'm persistent. I'm pleasantly persistent, right? Because you can't be wimpy. And I mean, I want to get some guests on there. So I've got to make that call too. And if I don't take the time to make that call, I will get on that guest event myself and I'll think, man, this was good. I should have got somebody on here. I'm just telling you, that's the truth, right? So you guys, that is a great opportunity for all of us. And so do y'all see what's around me right now? These bumblebees? How many of y'all know what that bumblebee represents? How do you get that bumblebee in Mary Kay? Type it in the chat if you know how to get the bumblebee. Anybody who knows? Let's see who knows. Team members. Yep. Kami is a new consultant. She says team member. All right. Maureen. There we go. 24 Great Start qualified team members. 24 qualified team members in the year. If they don't come in Great Start qualified, if they're a star consultant in the year, then they're also qualified. Okay. Elizabeth, you cracked me up. Okay. So here's the deal. This is something that, in fact, if you're on here and you have a B, put on there, I got a B. Put how many B's you got. Okay. If you're watching this call and you won a B, because many of our directors have won a B, put it on here and how many B's you got. Okay. So your fearless leader over here has got 0 B's. I'm ashamed to say it. I mean, I've been on several top director trips. I have done a lot in Mary Kay. I don't have the blessed B. I don't know why. I've had 19. I just haven't done it. So this year I thought, I'm getting the blessed B. I mean, I am going to get look, Sharon 12, Jana 4. Come on, see what I'm saying? So it's 2 a month. That's all it is. It's 2 a month. So I am one person away from being on target this year. And so I bought me something I want to show y'all to remind me of my goal every minute of every day that I'm awake. And it is called, and I know this company that did this did not do this for Mary Kay. I just saw it on Etsy. And I would have to, I know y'all go, where do you get that ring? I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know where I found it, but you can probably find it. So this is a ring. It is a fidget ring, and this has a little bumblebee on it. Okay, so look, I can sit here with my thumb and spin this little bumblebee all day long. And every time I spin it, I go, I gotta get that bee. All right, who do I know? Who do I know? How can I get a new team member this week? And I've already snagged my sweater on it. I'm not saying it's like super high quality or anything like that. And, but it kind of bugs me, to be honest with you. It's a little too loose, and I've kind of wanted to stay in the middle, but I thought, I don't care. I'm wearing this ring every day to remind me of my goal. Okay. And I'm telling all y'all that's the goal too. And I talked to Jan Thetford as national sales director. I was telling her about my goal. She says, well, obviously you were not in my class. And I said, you're not a top director unless you want to be. If you want to be considered top director, you have to want to be. She goes, so aren't you glad you didn't get that smack down? I said, don't think I hadn't heard it before. But anyway, sometimes you just you just got to want to do it yourself, So for the first time, I was on target at leadership, but I have to have one more this month to keep on target by career conference. So the pressure's on. I got to have one between now and when is the end of the month? Next Monday. Okay. It can be done. It can be done. So I'm going to twist my little bee and I'm going to get my bee. So I want y'all to think about all these bees as team members. And so how many team members would you like to have on your little beehive? How many team members would you like to have? It's more fun to work with several of them, than just one little team member, because one, it's just like anything else. Better to have 10 customers than one customer, right? So I want y'all to think about that. And I want you to think about how a trailblazer blazes a trail for others to follow. So if you are blazing a trail, don't you want somebody to follow you in Mary Kay? And open those doors. Think what Mary Kay has done for you. I think what it's done for me. I'm so thankful. Sandra Bowes just, bugged the mess out of me till I had a facial. She did. She was a bugaboo. It's an inside joke. Okay. So, but I did. She had a facial and then I ended up signing up and look at all the benefits from it. So she blazed a trail for me and she showed me, the things I should do. And now she's in my unit, so I'm blazing a trail for her. So it's pretty awesome. But that's why I have this background on here today. Okay, so let me go back to my little PowerPoint, and I'm going to show you a couple more things, and I would love to hear from some of the sales directors as well. Okay, I found this little thing. It was on the internet from this company called Stella Pop. I have no idea who they are, but I did want to give them credit. I don't like to plagiarize. Do y'all think I came up with this? But I thought this was really good. It said, what sets the innovators apart from the followers? The innovators apart from the followers. Innovators have certain attributes that set them apart. For some reason, these come naturally, but others can hone them by building new habits that become traits. Trailblazers generally are fearless. It takes guts to do something that hasn't been done before. Okay, so when you think about that, you think, well, people have gotten recruits before. Yes, but you haven't, if you haven't. So it takes guts, right? It takes guts. You may be the first one in your unit to get in their red jacket this month, possibly this year. I don't know. You may be the first DIQ in your unit, right? Or the first one this year, or this month. So you know what? That's going first, because sometimes you're looking around and go, well, nobody else is. Well, why don't you be that person? You go first. You do it first, and then everybody else will. They're persistent. Behind every success lies an iceberg of attempts. Trailblazers don't stop at the first hurdle. They use feedback from their failures to guide them to their next efforts. Sometimes all that work leads them somewhere new and surprising, somewhere they wouldn't have landed if they didn't keep pushing forward. They're creators. Trailblazers build new things or take existing ideas to a whole new level. This means seeing patterns that others haven't, or being able to make a logical leap from current reality to a new one. Instead of just doing more with less, they find better and new ways of doing something. Okay, and you guys, I don't even have to talk about this during COVID, because I'm telling you, there's a Mary Kay people that have found a way, made a way to keep selling Mary Kay without being around the kitchen table those years that we could not, those months that we could not do it. And now we can do both, which is pretty awesome. We can do hybrid selling where we do both. Trailblazers are curious. They have innovative minds. They're always seeking out new knowledge, not just in their own field, but being open to new ideas, new conversations, paradigms, paves the way for new and fascinating takes on industry and the world. And they're teachable. They're teachable. And if you're the kind of personality that when someone gives you an idea, you automatically reject it. You may not reject it for the world, but you reject it for yourself. Like you say something like this, oh, I can't do something like that. Like immediately you go, oh no, I can't do something like that. That's fine for her, but not me. That's just not me. That's not me. Okay. So if you're trying to change and be a better person, maybe you need to grow out of that's not me syndrome, because some of it could be, going on your Facebook group page and doing a little 5-minute something. You go, oh no. Okay, so here's the thing, you've got to get out of that comfort zone. It really is not like any of us normally and naturally to talk to strangers and give out samples. I mean, that just doesn't, your mama said, don't talk to strangers, right? And so we're having to unlearn that. And so, you know what? You have to be teachable. You have to be willing to try something new. And then if you know it does work for other people, why couldn't it work for you? Right. And then maybe you come up with something new yourself. There's so many creative people in Mary Kay. So many creative people. I mean, like there's things that other people can do that I wish I could do, but instead I just copy the right cat sometime. And that's okay. That's okay. So it says trailblazers use these qualities to create a new way for others to follow. How can you become that person? So these are a couple of things this one little group said, and I thought it was pretty great. It said, if walking the walk isn't enough and you want to blaze the trail, okay, as well, this is how you build the habits that will take you from the front of the innovation line. So number one is read widely. Don't just read those same 5 business books everybody else is and call it a day. Read everything. Research in your field, nonfiction, things related to your field, literary classes, just be a reader. You're more interesting that way, and you will get in the habit of learning, and it sparks fresh ideas. Question things. Take a look at status quo from another angle. See where problems and challenges lie and why any proposed solution falls short. Take a scientific approach where you propose a hypothesis, test it, and then adjust your understanding accordingly. Y'all remember when we had to do that in high school and college, that whole hypothesis, and you test it and all that. Be confident. Fear, doubt, and imposter syndrome are the would-be innovators' biggest enemies. Don't doubt yourself on your goals. Just keep pushing forward, course correcting as the data points to tell you, and believe in yourself and believe in the plan. Listen up. Being open to feedback and other people's input is invaluable. Get others' perspectives, hear their thoughts, keep an ear out for news, intel that you can use in your work. Make mistakes. No great discovery has happened without a ton of mistakes. Y'all, that's the truth. Try something that doesn't work, try something else. Move fast and break things is Silicon Valley's ethos for a reason, but use it widely. Keep going. The difference between failure and success is showing up every day. A breakthrough could just be around the corner, so keep pushing forward. That doesn't mean keep butting your head against the same wall. It means use your feedback and data to inform new and different approaches. Stay true. If you believe in what you're doing, which we all believe in our Mary Kay career, it's easier to keep pushing ahead despite the setbacks. Stay true to your goals and your mission. You'll find the opportunities and breakthroughs can come your way. And so in our workbook, it asks, do you consider yourself a trailblazer? Yes or no? And then if yes, what excites you about how this as it affects your business? And then if not, what stops you from being a trailblazer in your business? And I would say the number one things that would stop people is fear of failure. They want to try new things, but what if they are fear of looking stupid? Okay. Like really that's still failure, right? So we're gonna have to just kind of get over that. And I've seen some of y'all, some of my girls do their first party and they say, hey, I'm a little nervous. It's my first party. It's okay to say that. It's okay to say that because most of the people watching have never done anything like that. And they're proud and impressed that you're even trying. Okay. And that's just the truth. So think about that. And the last question here was, where do you feel God is calling you to blaze a trail in your business in 2022? What do you feel led? And one of the things that I felt led was this triple star, unit, the court of sales, the court of sharing, and unit club. And 2 of them I've done 27 times. Okay. So that's just not that big a deal for me to do sales in unit club, but I got to do that other one. So that's why I got to do it. Triple star, court of sharing. Okay. The belief verse for the week, because the testing of your faith produces perseverance. That's in James 1:3. So we're all going to have our faith tested, you guys, in life and in your Mary Kay business, and your belief. And this whole series has been to build your belief, right? To build your belief. So just know it's going to produce. What does it do when you get tested? It produces perseverance. So it's okay if you're being tested right now. You may be in a whole season of being tested, right? So just think about that verse, all right? And so this week, there's a little list, of course, is 5 things you're going to do this week to build your belief. And I want you to put some things down and think about being a trailblazer. What could you do? And it doesn't have to be something that's never done before, but something maybe you've never done. Okay. But you could also be first in your unit to try something and be willing to hear a new idea and try it. And don't be so closed-minded. Don't be a know-it-all that you'd like, I already know that. I don't need any more training. I know everything I'm supposed to do. Well, if you do, then how ignorant it is that you're not doing some of that stuff, right? So obviously you need to learn something, right? Or we'd all be not. I mean, I keep needing to go to these conferences because I'm not where I want to be. So obviously, I got something else I need to learn, right? So don't be so closed-minded and think you're a know-it-all, that you know everything, right? And I know y'all don't, or y'all wouldn't even be on here tonight because you're like, I know what she's going to say. I don't need none of that stuff. Okay. And so I know that's not y'all, but y'all are boss babes. So I hope this has encouraged you this week. Remember the 9-week goal, when we just finished week number 7, is to attend 6 of the 9 calls. All right. Be a Powered by Pink Achiever in January. That's 1. Be a Powered by Pink Achiever in February. Pamper at least 30 women, virtual or in person, from January 1st to the 28th. And add at least 1 new team member. Okay. Let's all do that either way. Okay. We need to do it. We need to do it for Mary Kay, for Mary Kay Ash. Okay. So, okay. Any of you that would love to just to pop in and say something, just this is your time. So y'all can just unmute and start talking or wave your hand, whatever you want to do. Don't be shy. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So look at my pillow.
I love it.
I have it in my office, so I just love it. I'm so excited. That is my goal too. I feel I've been led. I've done quarter share sales and unit club many times, and it's just time to do the quarter sharing. And I loved what you said about the shotgun, because I know it's so simple. You just get on there and send that e-card, but y'all, we've got to reach out to our people. It's more personable. It's more effective. Okay. And I just think that this Thursday is such a great opportunity for us. So thanks for that reminder.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you, Latrice.
You're welcome.
And for Valentine's Day, my husband bought me these beautiful napkins. I should have brought one in here. Hey, honey. Are you up or down? Could you bring me one of those napkins? No? Anyway, he bought these beautiful napkins with these gold bees, because I won the China for Mary Kay. They have the bee in the middle. And that was a while back. And so he bought these beautiful napkins to go on my, like, a replace setting. Anyway, I'll show you if he brings them in here. But there are bees all around me. So I'm like, I'm going to get stung if I don't do it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. Okay. Who else has something?
This is Jana.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, look at your hat. It's so cute.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So this week when I was working on some extra booking, because I'm in this big contest with with some other sales directors and my unit members. And so I knew I had to get a lot of bookings to get some points for this contest. And so I repeated, I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I have nothing to lose and everything to gain, until I was ready to book, just get on the phone. And so, and you know what? Take the emotion out of it. Call so many people, and I document who I'm calling. Like, I don't know. Here's a sheet right here. So these are a sheet of some of the phone calls that I was making. If you write down, okay, so if I called 15 people, if I have one person that doesn't call me back or 5 people that don't call me back, honestly, I've called so many people, there's no emotion in it. Okay. So that's totally out of there. And trailblazers, like, that is who you want to be. I mean, do you want to be like the people walking around the mountain in the desert, walking around the mountain for 40 years? Or do you want to be the person that is going rogue and showing everybody where the promised land is? And in Mary Kay, the promised land is moving up the career path, earning cars, earning diamonds, earning bumblebees.
Yes.
And so that's totally where it's at. Something I heard the other day that really inspired me that I'm going to leave you with. And that is, I think it was Barbara Sundin said, if you would be committed to doing 2 to 3 parties a week for the next 2 years, 2 to 3 years, you could be a national sales director. And I thought, what? I'll do that. I can do that. And so I'm on a new mission. But you know what? Triple star is the way. And that's going to happen for me this year too, Cleta. So you can do it.
All right. And Jana has been a very much of an encourager to me for that. So I thank you for that, Jana.
You're welcome. I know you can do it.
She did. She's like, girl, you could be in the top 20 of the Go Give, the Ruby. I'm like, girl, yes, that's right.
That's right. And I'm going to be taking pictures right there.
That's right. And I'll say, thank you, Jana. Okay. Who else has something they'd like to share?
Hey, Cleta, this is Sayla. What a great call. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hang on. I'm going to spotlight you. Right. There you are. Okay.
Hey, what a great call. And, I was just thinking about being a trailblazer and the importance of what holds us back. Yes, it is fear of success. Yes, it is fear of failure. But a lot of times it's just that doubt in our mind that is just rolling around. That moment that we are going to pick up the phone, Jana, and then we say, what if she's busy? What if this isn't a good time? What if the kids are sleeping? All that we let go through our mind. And so I just encourage everybody to do it anyway. And you will be so proud of yourself, and it will encourage you to do it the next time and the next time. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sayla. Thank you so much, girl. Sayla, you're a trailblazer. For sure. Okay, anybody else? Sharon, go ahead.
I just wanted to reiterate about winning the bees. It's such an honor to win a bee. And I remember going to a meeting when I was in a red jacket, and someone said, I'm sure it was a top director, she said, you all need to ask everybody, would you be upset if one of your customers decides to go under someone else? And that happened to me. It was devastating. And I cried all weekend. And then I got mad. And I started telling everybody, you need to join Mary Kay. You just need to join Mary Kay. And actually, that's how it started for me with my bees.
There you go.
Don't not talk to people. Talk to them. Ask them, because you don't want them to come in under somebody else's arm. You want to recruit them yourselves.
That's right. That's very good. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
And my adopted sales director, Deborah Bishop, used to say that. She would, before I was a director, she goes, all right, bring me all your profile cards. And I'm like, all right, Deborah. She would get on my nerves so bad. So I brought her my cards. I'm like, here, Deborah. She goes, all right, what about this girl? What about her? I go, Deborah. I said, no, she's not going to do it. She da. She goes, all right, good. I'm going to call her then. All right, who else? And I'm like, what do you mean you're going to? Well, I mean, you said she's not going to do it, right? So I'm going to call and see if I'm going to see if I can talk to her about it. I'm like, well, give me the dumb name back. And so every single one, I'm not kidding you. She goes, what about this girl? I said, that girl has got da. And I've already talked to her. Okay, well, then you won't mind if I just give her a quick call. I'm like, I get your point. She goes, call them all. She goes, call every plus one of them, quit being a wimp. And she slapped me around a little bit. And so I would do it though, because I thought, she would just aggravate me so bad. I thought, because she would never recruit someone under me. You know what I'm saying? She would never do that to me. But just that whole thing with like, look, then I'll call them. You won't care if she signs up under me, will you? I'm like, no, she's not signing up under you. So, well, you better ask her. Don't you think she has the right to get to know about Mary Kay too? That's selfish, Cleta. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. She was my adopted director, so she just told me like it was. And so anyway, you guys, I will say this, that, and you never know where your next recruit is going to come from. And just the other day we had our bingo night, for our unit in our area. And I had put it on my group page and all this, but then I went and sent some texts out individually to some people and invited them and tagged some people on it. And anyway, I ended up having 5 or 6 guests to it. And one of the gals, been my customer for 4 years, at the end, and she may even be watching this tonight, Stacy, she texted me and she said, okay, friend, I want to get 2 satin hands, some eye patches, the retinol set, this and this. Thank you, honey. And she said, and she goes, I want to sign up and sell Mary Kay, and I want to come to the meeting Monday night and do a hair makeover on one of the guests. I'm like, so not only did she do all that, she signed up that night. She also became Great Start qualified the next morning, and like all by herself. Like I was going to go over the stuff with her, and she went ahead and did it and got 2 bundles free. And so she's so excited. She's a former, she's a veteran from the Army. She was a corrections officer at the jail, and now she does hair. She is very wide range. And so you never know who's going to be your next team member. But had I not invited her to the little silly bingo, she just would not have gotten excited and not heard about a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So there may be somebody that has no thought of doing this, but you invite them to watch the It Just Fits on Thursday night, and they go, wow, I think I want to do it. You never know. You never know. And the very worst thing they can do is they will know what you do, and they'll be more impressed with you, right? Because they're like, man, that's an awesome company. So let's reach out with that, y'all. At least like have a goal. I mean, you don't have to have a goal to have 50 people in there, but make sure you have 3 to 5, because you will get a team member if you have 3 to 5. What does Mary Kay always say? 1 out of 5. And that's what happened the other night, 1 out of 5. So think about that. Okay. Well, thank you everybody so much for being on here tonight. Thank you for all your messages. I'm so impressed with all you girls that have your bees. And I'm not going to be the only one without it, like be the loser bee. Me and Latrice are going to step up the volume with our bees this year,